why stuff like that always scares me. There's definitely something with animals, people running, that just don't mix. People who are running automatically look like something that a dog wants to chase after. All right, welcome to the 4 Mile live stream. We'll be talking about legs per usual, and we'll be talking about a bunch of other stuff. I'm back at it. I think it's been 2 days since my last run. I'm definitely feeling a little bit tired this morning, that's for sure. I also feel like I might be running a little bit faster. Morning. Yeah, I also got my earbuds paired up with my phone this time. I guess I've been not letting them pair up and just going. My earbuds are crazy. They always want to connect to my TV. So if I'm near my house, they'll just try to connect to the TV. And if I don't go into my settings and turn on Bluetooth, then they'll never connect. So let me know if the audio sounds better. It should be coming from the buds, but my Samsung phone seems a little bit primitive. It seems like you can't turn on stabilization. You can't really do a lot of stuff, which is really funny. They don't really give you an option to add a camera. I want to add an action cam. That'd be so awesome. But yeah, legs are feeling good. Woke up this morning with no leg pain. Knock on wood. Yesterday I got on the spin bike for 30 minutes. Not the first time I had been on a bike since my quads locked up on me. So that you definitely feel a little bit paranoid. The next time you go out and do it. Now I was at home in the comfort of my home on my bike, but yeah, it was definitely a hurdle I got over, and I almost felt like my quads were thanking me that I did that, because I could just feel like maybe because I didn't finish my last bike ride and I literally just came to an end abruptly. I should probably tell you guys that story. If you stick around, I'll tell you that story. It's kind of funny, kind of simple. I was out for a 50-mile bike ride. About 38 miles in, my quads started screaming at me, getting real weird. So I ended up stopping, and then my quads basically just locked up on me, Charlie horse, whatever you want to call it. So I'm sitting on the side of a country road with massive quad spasms, And it literally felt like a snake was flowing through my right quad. It was pretty terrifying. It was really bizarre. And then I drank some water and it went away. So I sat for another minute. 7-minute, 50-second mile. Just hit the first mile mark. We're doing 4 miles. It came into my earbuds this time. Normally it comes out my phone so you guys can hear it. I'm gonna have to say it out loud. But anyways, got back on the bike. I was around, like I said, 38 miles out of 50. Started riding. Got to about 40, maybe 41 miles. No, it must have been further than that. Must have been further, 45 miles. And my legs locked up to the point where I had to basically just stiff leg it and fall over. And I'm sitting there thinking, this is horrible. It was locked up all the way down by my knee, mainly on both sides, both legs, left and right. Really terrible. So I get on the phone to the wife, because I only go bike riding when she's home. Get on the phone with the wife, and I say, you might need to come rescue me. It's not looking good. So I sit there. I'm out of Gatorade. I'm out of water. I'm out of food. And I'm just sitting on the side of the road. And this lady comes by and she's like, how you doing? I'm like, oh, my quad's locked up. She's like, do you want some water? And I was like, yes, please. So she gave me a bottle of water and I drank that. And I thought, okay, I'm all better now, you know, just a little dehydrated. Get back on the bike for the second time and start riding. I think I got half a mile and both quads locked up, and I ended up on the side of the road again. And at this point I was like, I'm done. Everything I read said you have to stop the activity you're doing if your quads are locking up, if you're getting Charlie horses and cramps. So that's what I did. And I took a couple weeks off, and then I got on the spin bike yesterday and I was paranoid. I was like, oh no, my quad's gonna lock up. Is the universe telling me to stop cycling, stop spinning? So I do the 30-minute ride, and my legs actually felt really weird during the ride, but afterwards they felt better, almost like I had healed them by getting back on the bike and spinning. So that's really interesting. Of course, I've been supplementing my calcium and magnesium and iron and drinking a lot of milk, consuming a lot of dairy, because if you don't know, I was convinced, still am, that I've put myself into a calcium deficiency by not eating dairy. I stopped all dairy for about 2 months. So today, this run is the first run that I've been on in quite some time where my quads and my legs weren't spazzing out beforehand. So every run prior to this, my legs have been just spazzing out constantly before the run. So and those are corn. We are surrounded by corn or soy fields in Indiana. Like soy milk, you gotta thank Indiana for that. I think some of this corn is for animals. It's called feed corn. Some of the soybean may also be feed. I don't know, but oh, look at that, there's a forest fire. Oh no, do you see that smoke? That's not normal. I mean, there is a logging thing over there, I think. So that could be just a regular fire. Yeah, look how tall that corn is. That's got to be 8 feet. That's got to be 8 or 9 feet. That's massive. Shout out if you run near cornfields. Indiana's crazy because last year that was all soy, and you could see all the way across the field because soy only grows like 2 feet tall. So one part of the year you feel boxed in, another part of the year you don't. So it's really funny. Some people have cornfields in their front yard because they bought a piece of a farmer's land. Yeah, that's a lot of smoke. They bought a piece of farmer's land and they live on it, and the farmer just farms basically all the way around them. I hope they know that's burning. I'm sure they do. Those guys seem to be pretty active. Yeah, so some people, their entire front yard right now is just soybean. So you can see all the way to the front door. But next year, it's all gonna be corn. So you won't even see the house potentially if you're in a car. So 1 year, they're boxed in. Let's say shout out to the witch up there. You can see her broom today and her face. And shout out to that tire. That's our tire right there, people. I should name that tire. That tire's probably been there for 100 years. I don't know. Oh, look, we got some new stuff over here. Oh, that's a trash can. Yeah, this part of the run is a little bit interesting. Running underneath a witch. I don't know if that's bad luck or good luck. More corn. I'm sure the animals love the corn. They just go up and get some corn, take off. Oh, there's a train coming. Good thing I'm not running down the train tracks. Yeah. I think I said in one of my live streams, if you guys run down train tracks, don't do it. I've thought about running down that train track, but now I'm like, no thank you. Also, fun fact, I'm pretty sure I could smell that smoke from my house. So, pretty sure. 2 miles, 15 minutes. That was an 8-minute mile. That's faster than normal. Yeah, I knew I was running faster. I started off this run and I was like, definitely running faster. I hate how bouncy this is. Sometimes it's a lot smoother, and other times it's way worse and more bouncy. I don't know if that's me or if it's the phone, the road. But yeah, I apologize. Hello. How many miles am I running? I'm doing a 4-mile run. It's my go-to loop. I run through country roads, and it's pretty fun. You have a 7-mile loop. Oh, good job. You did a 30-minute run yesterday. That's awesome. Did you run on the road? Or did you run on sidewalk? Or did you run on a track? I see a lot of people running on track where they go to a college or a high school and they run on their turf. I've never done that. Oh, there goes that train. I've never done that, but I've thought about it. Yes, I'm streaming every run. I'm also going to stream my bike rides. I go on a 42-mile bike ride or a 50-mile bike ride. But the next one I'm going to go on is probably going to be 35 miles, just because I want to play it safe. You run on sidewalk? Cool. Yeah, I've had a YouTube channel since 2019, pre-COVID. I didn't start because of COVID. I started because of the passion inside of me. Yeah, I never went live for 5 years, and I thought the only way I'm going to go live is if I go for a run. So I'm taking you guys along for the run and live streaming, and I have to tell you, it makes a world of a difference. It is so nice to be able to live stream and see you guys come in and comment. It takes a lot of the mental game of running out of it. So oftentimes when you're running, your mind is hyper-focused on your body. And the sooner you could get rid of that mental hyper-focus, the sooner you're gonna be able to run much more freely and you'll have more fun. Luckily, my body is mostly on autopilot because I've conditioned my heart and lungs to run 4 miles. So when I go out for a 4-mile run, thankfully I don't have to worry about my heart or lungs getting all out of whack. I've just been dealing with leg problems, and so I'm rebuilding my legs right now, which is really funny. My left leg is basically back to normal. It runs perfectly. My right quad is the one that's acting up. And the thing about me is that when I find something that I love, I stick with it. I overdo it. And then sometimes I have problems that I have to work on. So I've had years where my quads were like as hard as a rock because I overworked them, and they started to get micro, I don't know what you call it, but basically it's when the muscle just hurts all over, like little sharp pains all over the muscle. And it's basically because you overworked it. I could still cycle and run and walk and do all that stuff, but it was definitely painful. So everything in moderation, people. Everything in moderation. Hello. I'm in Texas. What's up, Texas? Yeah, it's not as hot. Got a beard hair in the mouth. It's not as hot here as it was a couple weeks ago. It was over 100 for a little bit. This year's been really good to us. It'll give us hot weather, then it'll cool off a little bit. It'll give us dry weather, and then it'll start raining for a little bit. So definitely a good year for being outside because it's not always dry or always humid or always raining. Some years in the summer, it goes dry and it stays dry for most of the year. And I don't know about you, but running when it's super dry is problematic. You got to bring water and other stuff. I did bring gummies. I got some gummies up in the sweatband up there. I only pull those out when I'm feeling like I really need to. And I don't think a 4-mile run warrants food. I think when I do my 7-mile run, I'm gonna bust out those gummies. I also need to find a better way to live stream my runs. This phone thing is not the best. I wish I had a chest mount and an Insta360. Then I could film my face and I could film what's in front of me. let's all send a message to YouTube that they need to make live streaming better. That'd be so awesome. We all just flip back and forth as I run between the roads. Oh, we got a bunch of dogs. Like, I have to hit the button twice to get it to flip around. That's super annoying. Got some puppy dogs going for a run with us. Yeah, comment if you know how to. Yeah, yoga's good. I did yoga once a couple weeks ago, and I felt like it made my muscles better, but my hips were pretty mad at me. Hey, puppies. It is funny trying to run and be a filmmaker at the same time, because I'm not a professional runner. I'm definitely not a professional filmmaker. 3 miles, 24 minutes, 8 minutes, 6 seconds. So my last run, I was averaging 8:30 to 8:40. I think I ended on an 8:32 average. I do have my watch going, so I'll be able to tell you guys some stats when we get to the walking point. Yeah, a camera that I wear would be better. Strap it on my chest like this. Whoops, flip it around. Strap it on my chest. I think if they just let my phone have stabilization, use my gyroscopes, we'd be golden. But I know the front-facing camera doesn't have a physical stabilizer, but you could easily do a software stabilization with the front-facing camera. Like the rear has a bunch, but it's not gonna let me tap into it. What's your guys' trash day? Ours is Friday. I'm gonna have to go off-road, people. I might have to go off-road. Oh. Oh, he's going in. He's probably like, am I gonna run that kid over? Oh yeah, I'm dressed in all blue today. Really bright blue. Super blue. Let's see if I can get a front facing. There we go. I am super blue. I ran out of my dark blue. They're all dirty. So those will come back. I don't mind running in long sleeve. Sometimes I think it makes it better. Okay, we got construction. Let's take a look, people. All right. Oh, there's a toilet. You guys need a toilet? Can I get it free? Oh God. I'm going left. That thing came out of nowhere. Morning. Morning. All right. Out of construction. Yeah, we say morning around here. Can you believe it? I grew up in a household where no one said good morning to anybody. And it wasn't like disrespectful. It's just no one did it. And I got to be old enough where I was like, I like waking up and saying good morning to my wife and my kids. And if I'm staying with family, I love it. I think it's so awesome. Shout out if you are a good morning person, or if you got some other routine that you do when you see a loved one, family member, one of your kids. I usually fall back on morning. Sometimes I'll say good morning. I think that's from the Bible though, so some people don't like that because good morning comes from God morning. So instead of saying God morning, they squashed it into one, good morning. So when you say it to someone, they may not like it because they don't believe, and that's okay. I'm not a believer all the time myself. I'm definitely not religious. I'm one of those non-denominational people. I don't fall into politics, and I don't fall into religion. I don't fall into sports. I'm a very easygoing person. I'm almost never offended by anything people say, unless it's something really silly. I often will get offended by something silly if I think that they said it in a weird way. All right, it's the morning of the dogs. Everyone's got their dogs out. It's good weather. Oh, this guy's fast. He could probably do a 5-minute mile. Shout out if you live by a cemetery. That's our cemetery. I swear to God, it's getting bigger. Every single day, there seems to be a new grave going in. I don't know what's going on, but yeah. Okay, let's check in on the legs. They feel solid. I don't know why, but they're feeling good, and I'm feeling good. It's so funny because before I had my leg problems, I literally was getting bored with running and cycling, and I was feeling a little bit like it was a chore, like it was work. I probably was overdoing it and not really seeing the joy of it. But the moment you get that stripped away and your legs break on you and you feel like you'll never be able to do it again, for me personally, that's when I dig in and I go, I do love this, and I want to keep doing it for the rest of my life. I have a 5-year-old boy, and I keep thinking about the day when I could take him out cycling. I know I'll probably be 50 something, but as I get older, I'll see these fit old guys and I'll go, I want that. I want to be healthy and fit and strong when I turn 50. I want to be powerful. Having my first kid when I was 30 is not too late, but I'll tell you what, if I could have had my kid at 25, I would have done it. Not that I was the best 25-year-old human, but in terms of aging, if you get past 30 and you have your first kid and then you want more, like I have 3 kids, a 5-year-old, a 3-year-old, an 11-month-old. So 3 kids at 37 is a little bit of a challenge. It's definitely not the easiest, and I could imagine if I was 30. Oh damn, that's some burps. I can imagine if I was 32 right now, I would definitely be a little bit more peppy, a little bit more full of energy. My heart rate usually goes between 140 and 170. That's normal for me. Mark, get off. The walk is usually when you can tell if you've improved your legs or made your legs sore. All right, it's feeling good so far. I feel like I got a serious spring in my step. That's definitely feeling good. Let's check the heart rate. Yeah, I mean, this is a Fitbit. I trust it. Yeah, we're about 160 right now. 160 heart rate and dropping. They say the faster your heart rate drops, the healthier you are. So my heart rate drops pretty quickly. And my heart rate, when it's out of whack, is between like 160 and 200. So if I hadn't run in like a couple months or a year, when I go back out running, my heart rate's high, my lungs are out of whack, they can't get enough air. Then it usually takes like 3 or 4 runs to build back up. But there is a trick. I'll tell you a trick. I don't know if you already know this, but there's a trick to high heart rate, and that is to put on a relaxing, calming bit of music. So you want the beats to be lower than your heart rate. So if the beats are between like 90 and 120, I swear, at least for me personally, my heart rate just drops all the way down. And if I do the opposite, so let's say I go out and my heart rate is not pumping, I don't feel warmed up, put on something that's super high beats, 150 to 200, and I kid you not, your heart rate will adjust. At least that's me personally. I don't know. I could be just some crazy person, but yeah. I'm also thinking about reviewing energy chews and energy gels on the live stream. So let me know if that's a good idea and what ones you want me to review, because I think that could be fun to be out for a run and just start eating and talking about the taste and flavor and quality of said energy chews, so that you guys could figure out which ones are the best. I also don't like my T-Mobile service. I'm now 100% convinced I run through a handful of, we'll call them micro dead zones. So they're like slightly dead zones. And basically what happens is I can see that all you guys drop off, and then when I watch the footage back, it's choppy, like it's barely getting enough data to do anything. So I do wish I could leave my Wi-Fi on and see if I get lucky in that area and pick up a Xfinity Wi-Fi, because that'll happen sometimes when I'm out. If I have my Wi-Fi on, I'll just be like, oh, I'm on some random person's Xfinity Wi-Fi. So I may do that. I don't know. That sometimes backfires though, because you'll find that the moment you're out of Xfinity, it doesn't switch back as quickly, and you're left with no service. So, but yeah, so there we go. I've walked it off. I feel great. I feel like my legs are back to normal, which I did not think that was going to happen. Now, once again, going forward an hour or two. Oh, I didn't even realize that my front-facing camera was completely smudged. So this whole run, the front-facing camera was smudged. So I'm sorry it looked a little gauzy. There was definitely not a beauty filter turned on. But let's go ahead and check the watch stats. We'll go in that. All right. Okay, we got 40 minutes at a 4.25 mile. On my watch, it says my average pace was 9:24, but I'm pretty sure I went a lot faster than that. My Strava was telling me I went faster, so I'm going to say that this GPS on the watch did not work as it should. I'll put the stats in the description. I'll put a link to my Strava so you don't think I'm just trying to. Okay, my average heart rate was 157, and my max was 181. 561 calories burned. 221 feet of elevation. Not a lot of elevation. Indiana is very flat. But there you go. The next live stream could be on the bike. So that could be really fun, because I'll have about 2 hours to 3 hours with you guys on the live stream. So that could be really exciting. And yeah, thank you once again for coming in and watching the stream. You guys are helping me out a lot. It boosts my morale. It makes me feel less alone. Also, I hope the earbuds did their job and you actually could hear me, because there's a good chance you could not hear me at all. All right, catch you in the next one. Peace.